What's up, guys? DJ back again with Jesse, my best friend now.
Yeah, because we used to hate each other.
We used to hate each other, but
Really bad.
really, yeah, really hate each other.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about Champions Path, as everyone's already talking about it, and now it's our turn. We're going to give our predictions, what our thoughts on the set, and what do we think of the cards. Pretty much Champions Path, blah 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 stuff. I haven't really chatted to Jesse just yet, so sometimes we have our little chats beforehand, and then we make a video. But it's going to be interesting because I think we're going to differ a little bit on some opinions. I'm not sure because I think I have an unpopular opinion in mind, but we'll see how that is. Should I start off or should you start off? Does it? Yeah.
You can start. You can start. I'd like to see your take on it.
Okay. All right. So, what do I think of Champions Path? I think it's good. I don't think it's better than Hidden Fates. I know that's right out of the gate, but I mean, it's going to be popular. I think people are going to buy it. People are going to want it. I think it's a small set. There's only three. Well, you get the Charizard from the ETB, so that's like a given. Everyone who gets an ETB is going to get that. So it's what I think of the designs of the cards, the Charizard cards. Yeah, I mean, like it's Charizard. I know people are going to want it. I know it's unpopular, but I don't know. I think they're also milking Charizards with sets, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing because you know how there's that saying where it's like if you have too much of something good, it becomes bad, something like that. Or if you have too much sugar, it's bad for your teeth or bad for like there's that saying. I know it's just how I feel, but I feel like they keep using Charizard as their like this is like everyone buys this. This is what drives sales, so let's just go for Charizard. But I'm not sure if that's like a if they're gonna keep doing that every time. I don't know. All right,
Mm.
so I just went very general on a lot of different things. So you can obviously give your take on whatever you thought. Give a rebuttal or give us your thoughts.
Um, so I'd agree with a lot of the things you just said. I don't particularly disagree with your whole thing about them just putting a Charizard in a set because they know the set's going to sell.
Mm.
And that's not a new thing though.
No.
Pokemon have been doing that since base set. They know if they put a Charizard in the set that it's going to sell because Charizard has always been the most popular Pokemon. But I do think as of lately they are really milking it. It seems as though every new set coming out is almost has a Charizard. I know Vivid Voltage probably won't,
Yeah.
but I think they're at the point now where every second set will have a Charizard in it just because Pokemon knows that it will sell the set.
Yeah.
A lot more. The sets still sell, like even
Yeah.
bad sets like Steam Siege and I don't know,
Sets that don't have
Guardians
Charizard.
Rising. Yeah, they
Right.
still sell.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't have
but
those,
I
yeah.
think I think it's really gotten to the point where every second set now they're putting a Charizard in. When it never used to be like that. They did put Charizards in sets to sell a set, but it never used to be like every second set. And as for the Charizards in Champions Path, um, I feel like the Pokemon Company has gotten very, very complacent and lazy lately
Mm.
because, for example, like this is just my thoughts. Back in the day, as far as I'm aware, if there was a trophy card released in Japan, that trophy card won't be put into English sets. It just won't happen.
Yeah.
You
That's
know what I
true.
mean? I
You're
could be
right.
wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain that there's been no trophy cards put into sets before.
I'm pretty sure you're
Um,
100% right about it.
and even if it was put into a set, there'd be some kind of variation on it. It wouldn't be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Um, and besides the Japanese text is now English text, they're exactly the same. So, for example, as many of us know already, a few months ago they released the trophy cards. I think there was 1,200 of the VMAX, and I wasn't quite sure how many there were of the V.
Yeah.
Maybe around the same, but no one was expecting them to be released into English. No one. Like, I know everyone was saying the same thing. No, they never released trophy cards into English sets. They never released trophy cards into English sets, but they've released the trophy cards into English sets. And that really, really took me by surprise. Like, I knew, because I know we talked about this.
We
I
did.
remember this is how we started talking, actually, is because we got into the whole
How we met
conversation about,
our mother.
yeah, exactly, about Champions Path having the VMAX Charizard. And we both knew it was going to have it, but our general consensus of it is that it'd be an alternate art. And I remember talking about that. It'll more than likely be an alternate art. But they've just shoved the trophy card right in there, just in English. And same with the V card. They've shoved it in as a promo. And not just that, but the shiny V is literally just a reskin of the regular V. Like, they didn't change the art at all. It's literally just dark into black, which it just feels like the Pokemon company is just getting so lazy and complacent these days that they're just reskinning to a different color.
We're going to get a lot of hate on this video because I think a lot of people are going to be like, there's a lot of hype for this set and a lot of people are talking about it. But I have seen in the Facebook groups, a lot of people have agreed with this. Like, the design is like, you know, it's weird. Like the shiny V is a little weird, the shiny full art. And I know we're saying, like, you know, actually, I didn't think that you'd take this side to it, I guess.
No, look, I don't not like it. I think they're nice cards. Like, I think they're very nice cards, but I just think it's lazy. I think it's very complacent. They've gotten to the point now where they know if they shove a Charizard into a set, you know, it could be the worst drawing. It could be drawn by a 2-year-old. It's still going to sell. So they've gotten so complacent, and it's a smart move. I'm not saying that it's a bad move. It's a very smart move.
Business,
you know, they can kill two birds with one stone. You know, they save on resources and money by just reskinning a card, and just the set will go wild regardless if it's just a reskinned card. Like, it's just lazy in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot of that too. I was a little bit surprised that you made those comments because I kind of feel the same way. I'll be honest. Like, even my chat with Michael, he was saying something about, you know, being weary about why do they have to put a Charizard to make this set good? You know, like, are any of the other cards in this set any good, or is it just these 3 cards that people are talking about? There's only 8 cards.
Yeah, I know. I know there's a Venusaur that everyone seems to like.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard about that yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Venusaur or a Blastoise. I'm pretty sure it's a Venusaur. It's like a Venusaur that everyone seems to like, and there's a what's that? The wrestling cat.
Wrestling cat. Is it a new one or old school?
From Sun and Moon, the wrestling cat.
Litten's evolution, like the Terror Cat or Incineroar.
Yeah. I know. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, there's a V card in there, which is really nice. I think the art is phenomenal, but unfortunately, art doesn't sell a card these days anymore. It's a Charizard, you know, or like a big name Pokemon like that, like a Mew or a Charizard or even, you know, sometimes a Blastoise, you know. But
Vivid Voltage is going to be Pikachu. We know that, I think.
What was that? Sorry.
Vivid Voltage is going to be all Pikachu stuff.
Look, I think Vivid Voltage is going to be awesome. It's got the amazing rares in it. I think Vivid Voltage is going to be tenfold better than Champion's Path.
Yeah.
But I know Champion's Path is going to sell just because of the Charizards. And like I said earlier, like, don't get me wrong, the Charizards are nice. They're nice cards. You know,
I still want one. I want one, but...
Oh, me too. And don't get me, I think the VMAX Hyper Rare is much, much nicer than the Shiny V. Even though the Shiny V is quite nice, I think the VMAX Hyper Rare is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous card, but it's lazy because it's literally just a reskin of the Champion card, of the tournament card.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very lazy in my opinion. Not that, you know, laziness isn't always bad. Cutting corners isn't always, you know, in theory bad, but it's starting to come through that Pokemon, in my opinion, Pokemon's starting to become very complacent because they realize that they just chuck a Charizard in the set and people will buy it. People will go crazy for it.
They got like what, over 1,000 different Pokemon to work with. They could pick. I know Charizard is that big and stuff, but there are people that like Blastoise. There are people that like other Pokemon that don't get much love. You know, I don't know. Like the ETB design is beautiful. I think that it's awesome, but yeah, it's just the set overall. You hear people buying so much of it, and like, I don't know. Is it going to be hard to complete when you open up all the packs? Like, I don't think so.
No, in the case of ETBs, and you'll have the complete collection. So a case of ETBs, for those of you who don't know, has 10 ETBs in it. So 100 packs? I reckon on 100 packs, you'd complete the collection. Maybe on 50 packs, you get pretty close. But you might just be missing the Charizards because the pull rates are going to be pretty damn difficult on them. But other than them, you're going to complete the set in a couple of ETBs. So
Where did you hear that the pull rates are going to be difficult for them? Because I've actually heard the opposite. I heard it was going to be.
Well, I don't think the Shiny V will be all that difficult, but I haven't seen like all the pre-openings and stuff like that. I haven't seen anyone pull a VMAX yet.
But it hasn't even come out really. The set. I think
there's still like
early openings.
Yeah, but I know a couple of people that have already got their hands on it, and they've opened quite a few, and they've pulled quite a few of the Shiny Vs. They just haven't pulled any of the VMAX because the hyper rare VMAX will be as hard to pull. I believe. There's only 80 cards, but it'll be quite hard to pull, just like the Burning Shadows. But
every pack has a holo guaranteed, like holo and above guaranteed.
Like Shining Legends, but the Mewtwo was still incredibly difficult to pull. Like I've opened probably 100 to 200 packs of Shining Legends, and I haven't pulled a Mewtwo.
A YouTube.
The Mewtwo, everyone calls it, what we've talked about. But it's nice. The cards are nice, and of course I'm going to go for them as well because I'm a sucker, just like everyone else, and I love it.
Yeah.
But I've heard of people like the allocation is another thing that's really messed up now because people are trying to get their hands on it. They only want one elite trainer box just to sit on, but they can't get one because it's, there's people out there, like I heard of us, I was talking to someone and they were quite upset that instead of getting the 20 cases, so not just 20 ETBs, but 20 cases of 10 ETBs. So what's that, like 200 ETBs? They were upset that they only got allocated 7. It's like, dude, that's still 70 ETBs. Like that's still 700 packs. Like as if you're not going to get a Charizard, both Charizards in all those packs.
Is he a reseller or is he like
sometimes a resale, but he just wanted to have that many so he can Charizard hunt. But it's like as if you're not going to get the whole set, including the Charizards, in 700 packs. Like, are you insane?
You can just wait till people pull it and they'll sell it cheaper than that 70.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it'll be quite expensive. So I reckon this is a good topic. What's your speculation for price when they first launch? When people start pulling them and selling them?
They always are a little bit. Even that Darkness Ablaze one was going for like $200 in like a black label.
Around that.
And I'm like, everyone was pulling that. So, but I saw the prices drop on those.
They're about 150, 170 raw now.
Yeah, they used to be 200 raw.
Used to be 250 when they first came out. And I remember seeing people actually successfully selling them for 250, but they dropped fairly fast from that initial price.
They do.
What do you think the initial price will be for the Shiny V?
Well, probably 500 AUD.
I was thinking the same. Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was thinking the Shiny V, the initial drop will be 500. Yeah.
I don't know how.
It's shiny. Everyone wants shiny.
I know. But how is it going to grade as well? Like, do you think it's going to be a hard card to grade?
I think everything past, I would say, everything past like late Sun and Moon has all been fairly high quality print runs. Like for example, Darkness Ablaze was just stunningly cut. Like the cards were just gorgeously made. But I don't know about the second print run coming. October, September.
Yeah. They seem to want those second prints as well.
They seem to rush out second, third prints. But I know the first print run for majority of sets is pretty good. Not all of them, but majority. So Champions Path, the first print will be amazing. But so what do you think of the VMAX? Where do you think the price will go with that?
I honestly think that will be very similar to the shiny one because I think maybe I'd say 750 just because it would be
harder to pull.
Yeah, it's harder to pull. It's rainbow. I don't know.
It's a secret rare.
It's secret rare. You know that Reshiram Charizard from Unbroken Bonds? It went for something like that back when it first started, like back when it was like a thing. Oh, Reshizard or whatever like that. It's huge. It's about 700, 750. I think they all kind of start somewhere near there, and then they just
kind of slowly go down. Yeah. I mean, I know you can pick up a 10.
Go up.
Yeah. In that Reshizard, you could pick up a 10 for $900 Australian. $1,000. Yeah. Actually, it's interesting because back onto Champions Path, I just actually read something on a Facebook group. I don't know if you saw it, that it's actually been delayed. Not the release date. Not the release date. In Australia, anyway. I don't know how it is with the other countries, but in
Australia,
Australia, not
we always suck, to be honest.
not with release dates, just banter just said they won't be able to fulfill the shipment on the launch day. So everyone should, even retailers should expect it a week late, first week of October, first few days of October. So it's kind of like, like there's another thing. Like, so not only is it so hard to get your hands on, it's also being delayed because so many people are trying to get their hands on it and they just can't fulfill the orders. And it's just, so that's another thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like that with Hidden Fates a little bit too, wasn't it? Like, oh, actually,
I think
you went
so.
around, yeah.
I wasn't really in it when Hidden Fates dropped. I came in it. I remember seeing the Hidden Fates Charizard. Actually, it's funny because I was still a part of the Facebook groups, and I remember seeing Hidden Fates Charizard selling for $350, and I wish I could go back and be like, "What, $350? It's like $1,000 raw now." But I
Hey,
remember
we
people
already
selling
made that video, okay?
That's
We
true.
already
That's true.
made
But
that.
I do remember people selling it for $350. So
Yeah.
I wish it was like that because if this was like back then, this set was to drop, at least most people could get their hands on one.
I think it will be like
But
that to begin with. So I don't know.
yeah,
I said I was going to buy one raw, the Darkness Ablaze VMAX one. I never did, and I don't think I will, to be honest.
well, yeah, the Champions Path is going to drop those prices for quite a time anyway.
The rainbow one is pretty much the same, except just rainbow. So
There you go. That's another thing why they're getting lazy. So they literally put the tournament card, just converted into English into Champions Path, and they literally just copied the Darkness Ablaze art and just changed the hue on the color and put it in as a secret rare to Champions Path. Like, they're getting so lazy. Both the Charizards are a copy of another Charizard that are in Champions Path.
in two different sets, like
exactly. So
I know the one, yeah.
They're both a copy though. Like, they're just a copy from another set, which is just, in my opinion, is just it's lazy. It's smart, but it's lazy.
You know what was also funny? How we just found out what's in the set for Champions Path, like what, a couple days ago. But we knew what was going to happen with Vivid Voltage, and Vivid Voltage was coming out after that. So I don't know why. We know something about a set that's coming out after this set. Like, it took so long for us to find out, are we getting this rainbow thing or not in this Champions Path? Like, I don't know. I thought that was weird. Like, why would we know?
It was literally like a week before release, or 2 weeks before release is when we actually find out that it's going to have those cards in it. Which, I mean, even Darkness Ablaze was similar though. Like, most people, assumed it would have a Charizard. Like, it was obvious, but we didn't know which Charizard was going to be in it. We didn't know if it was going to have a hyper rare for it. Probably at least 2 weeks before it came out. Yeah. So I guess sometimes if it's like a hyped set, like Champions Path, Darkness Ablaze was super hyped as well. I guess they don't want to release too much information early to kill the hype.
Yeah.
Where with Vivid Voltage, they're like, oh, well, it's not a super duper hyped set anyway, so we might as well, release info to try and hype it.
Well, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's my opinion anyway. Like, this isn't fact, but that's just what I believe they do. Like, hyped sets.
It would make sense that way though. So yeah, not bad. Champions Path though.
Are you going to grab any?
I've bought one ETB. I think it's going to be relatively easy to get the pins. I don't think people are after the pins as much. I think they're slept on, kind of like the Hidden Fates pins, because they were slept on as well for a long time, and now you don't really get them, or like they're pretty expensive.
They're expensive. They're very expensive. So So do you think, for example, Champions Path? I know Pokemon Collect. I can't remember the channel name. Collect Pokemon. He just did a video on this recently, and like basically his opinion on if Champions Path will lower, like, kill prices of Hidden Fates or kill Hidden Fates. What is your opinion on that?
I don't think so, to be honest. Maybe like temporarily, because people's focus is on that. But a lot of people have sent cards to get graded for Hidden Fates. Like, people still love Hidden Fates. People still want it. I think just the only thing that would really kill Hidden Fates prices is the reprints, because they have seen a drop. I heard there was a reprint going in EB Games in Australia.
Yeah, well, you could have pre-ordered it up until a few days ago, but they're sold out again.
I heard that too, yeah, but...
Very smart, isn't it? Dropping one of the most popular sets of all time a few weeks, like another reprint a few weeks just before another one of the most popular sets of all time is going to come out.
That flew under the radar. I only found out once they sold out. So, I mean...
Yeah, me too.
If I knew about it beforehand, I don't think I would have bought any because I already got some. But yeah, it's interesting. It's like all the connections we got, and we still find out too late. Like,
Yeah,
Um,
I was. It's interesting that we're on the topic of that Hidden Fates reprint. Um, EB Games, for example, I don't know. I heard this in the grapevine from somewhere. I don't know who heard it from who, but basically, the whole thing was that EB Games could have put the price up by $2 per tin on Hidden Fates, right? So they could have made it $42 instead of 40. They're already upmarked by like $3 compared to everywhere else anyway. But
yeah.
they could have put it up by $2 and they would have 100% sold out anyway. And they could have made
Oh,
an extra $30,000 just by putting the tins up $2. They would have made an extra 30 grand.
they could
That's
have
how
put
quick.
the tins up $10. I think they would have
Dude,
still.
I reckon they could have put the tins up to $49 each, and that's still lower than the general market, and people would have bought it. But people would have bought it, but people would start complaining at that because it's not recommended retail price, and it's kind of it's taken
Oh,
advantage of the community.
that's actually another funny thing that you brought that up, because I'm seeing this with Champions Path as well. Like these regular retailers, they are like they know about this hype, they know about what's going on, and they've changed pre-order prices to like the
Yeah.
original pre-order price was like $100, and then I've seen like in the UK and America, I'm not sure about here, but they were increasing the price to like £120 instead of £100, or um, wow, like I thought that's only
Yeah.
black market stuff, you know?
Yeah, it is. Like it's crazy because like for example, even like look, I know in general holiday sets are more expensive to buy at wholesale too.
Yes.
They are a little. Even the Pokemon company marks them up a little bit. So
Mm.
I know the retailers have to sell them for more. So I know we touched upon this a little bit in a previous video that like say general ETB price is $70.
Yes.
Where for a holiday set it'll be $100 or $110 on release.
They've increased it even more than that. Like
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I've seen. For example, I've seen in the US because I'm on a couple of US pages. They're selling for $100 USD pre-order, and they're
Ooh.
selling fast,
Oh my
very
God.
fast. And another thing on EB Games, which is GameStop for those of you in America. Another thing on GameStop, should I say, is they've now the pre-orders that people are doing through them now have actually jumped to November. So if you didn't get in, you know, before.
I've heard that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you didn't get in before a few days ago, you in pre-ordering now through GameStop, it's actually you're going to get your shipment in November, and it might not even be fulfilled because they generally do not do a second run of ETBs. So
Well,
basically, if you didn't get in now, like before a few days ago, you're not going to get any unless you buy them on the second-hand market, which you're going to be paying a premium.
mm, always like that in the secondhand market thing area. So I guess everyone's talking about ETBs being like the best investment to do, or like the thing that's going to grow the most, and they always say, look at Hidden Fates ETBs, look at how much they've grown. Do you think it's going to have a similar effect? I had a friend, right? He's predicting, I thought it was a bit funny, but he's saying that in a month's time, it will be $1,000. I'm like, nah, no
No, not a
way.
chance. Not a chance. If Hidden Fates ETBs aren't $1,000 yet, there's no way Champions Path is going to be $1,000.
I told him that, and then he's like, Hidden Fates only had one Charizard, and this has three. I'm like,
Yeah, but
still,
Hidden Fates also has the complete shiny vault,
bang.
which
That's
is with
correct.
the evolutions and all the shiny. Nah, look, I can see Champions Path within a month being double retail,
Hmm. At
maximum. Like I
most,
can see it,
at most,
yeah,
yes.
at most. Like I can see it in Australia after a month or two, maybe being $300.
Hmm.
I can see it by the end of the year, maybe reaching Hidden Fates prices, maybe. But my counter argument to that as to why it won't rise exponentially like people are expecting, which it probably will, to be honest, but
Hmm.
just in case it doesn't, my argument for that is because when Hidden Fates drops, no one expected Hidden Fates to be this phenomenon as it was.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
the ETB run was really, really small, and only the killer Pokemon fans went out and got the ETBs.
yeah.
There wasn't really people in the cell businesses going out and buying 5 cases of Hidden Fates ETBs. Like I'm sure there was some people, but not as as
As
the
what
masses are
is
doing
going
now.
on now, yeah, with
Yeah,
Champion Path.
exactly. Like people are going absolutely mental for Champions Path, and there's going to be a lot of people holding Champions Path and not just opening it like they did with Hidden Fates. No
Hmm.
one thought a Hidden Fates ETB a year later is going to be worth $500-$600. No
Hmm.
one thought that. Do you know what I mean? That's I wasn't in at the time, but I'm sure no one thought that was going to happen. Like
Well, I
there's
didn't. I didn't want to pay $100. I thought it was going to
exactly
drop.
like yeah,
Yeah,
like look at the Shining Legends ETB. I think Shining, like we touched on, this is one of the best sets, but that
it
ETB
has, yeah.
still still isn't as expensive as the Hidden Fates ETB.
Nowhere near.
Exactly, no one, like half the price. So it's like, will it happen again eventually? I think eventually it'll go to ridiculous prices.
Yeah.
Will it happen this year? No, probably not. So many people will be sitting on it, will be camping on it.
I
They
think
just
it is
want.
probably your best buy though. Like, just in
Oh,
a
if you're going to invest in Champion's Path, definitely get the ETB, because even if you don't pull a Charizard from the packs, you have a guaranteed Charizard there, and the ETB looks
the
bloody
ETB
amazing.
box, yeah. I think the ET box
One of the best,
yeah, it will
one
sell.
of the best ETB boxes ever released. It's stunning. Like, I watched an unboxing on it, and it's all shiny and it's beautiful.
There's
Yeah,
people that buy boxes, like the ETB boxes, just
yeah,
to buy.
exactly, exactly.
I think
There's
that'll be a
ETB
pricey
boxes out
one.
there.
Yeah.
I think eventually, of course, like everything in Pokemon, especially with the Charizard, 3 Charizards, is going to be very expensive. But I don't think it's going to see the price of the Hidden Fates box as quick as the Hidden Fates box got there, the ETB. It's not going to get there as quick because there's going to be so many people holding it, and it's the market. This is just an assumption, but I think the market for at least the first 3 months is going to be so saturated with Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes that the price just can't physically rise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It will go up, but it will stop at a point. Not a super expensive point, in my opinion, maybe $300. It just won't rise for a long time because the market will just be so saturated with it.
Fair.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I don't see it surpassing Hidden Fates because, for one, I already said it's not as good as Hidden Fates. I don't think. I think the whole set in general, Hidden Fates, is way better. And that kind of dictates price a little bit, like with sets. The ETB, I know I've kind of talked about this before on my channel, where I thought the ETBs are both pretty good. Like, that bird promo in Hidden Fates is one of a kind. One of a kind. Like, they've never done that anywhere else. But with this full out V, yeah, it's a Charizard, but they've done full out Vs before. Like, it's like, whatever. Like,
And it's just a reskin. It's literally a reskin of the tournament card from Japan, which,
why do they do
like
that?
the Hidden Fates birds was literally, like you said, it was just a one of a kind. And I honestly think in 10 years' time, that card in the 10 is going to be unaffordable for most people.
It has gone up already in price.
Yeah, that card will be
$500 right now, I think.
about 500. Yeah, that card's going to be like in the 10 is going to be unaffordable to most people in 10 years' time. But because it's just such a unique card, not released anywhere else. You can literally not get it anywhere else except the Hidden Fates ETB, and you struggle to find a Hidden Fates ETB these days.
Yeah.
Let alone in 10 years' time.
Price,
price wise, yeah. But yeah, just look. I'm looking forward to Champions Path. Like, I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm excited for all new sets that come out. I'm even excited for Vivid Voltage. But it's gonna be hot. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. It's gonna be super, super hot. Everyone's gonna want it, but it's not gonna surpass Hidden Fates. There's just no way. Maybe in the short term, but not in the long term.
And the whole, there's gonna be more sets with more Charizards. Like, how many more Charizards do you need? I mean,
it's gonna get to a point where people will they won't care. Like, people right now, because the whole, a lot more new people have come into it. So anything with a Charizard, they're like, oh my God, it's got a Charizard, shiny VMAX, blah, blah. But it will get to a point where it will just become so overkill with the Charizards that people will start losing interest. It's going to happen. It happens. It's just the way it works. It happens with everything. It will get to a point where, if they keep going the way they're going, right now it's awesome. It's amazing. Everyone loves it. But people are already, like, even now with the release of Champions Path, are getting sick of all these Charizards. Like, even now, and it's so early.
Seen a lot of discussions on Facebook groups about these Charizards and what they, the design and the whole, why putting a Charizard every set kind of thing is.
Look, I think the designs are good. I just think it's lazy because it's a copy and paste.
It is a copy.
I still think the designs are good though. It's just a copy and paste, but. It would get to a point, like you were saying, like I've been reading as well. Like, people are just like, why are they doing this? Every bloody set, they're just putting a Charizard in it. Like, look at, like, it's like you don't even need a Charizard to sell a set. You just need a good, solid set with nice cards people want. Look at Shining Legends. No Charizard,
There
Like
is
they
no
have
Charizard in the
nice.
future.
No, imagine if it did. Wow. But they didn't need to. Like look at the
Had
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
It's super expensive for a modern card in a 10, you know, and because it's a card that people like. Look at the Bird Trio. You know, you don't need the Charizards, but Pokemon's smart. They know the Charizard will sell the set very, very easily.
Oh no. But still.
Yeah. Anyway, that's basically all my thoughts on it. I've said what I need to say. Do you have any? What do you want to say now? Do you have anything
No,
else?
that's pretty much it. I do want them to make like a Typhlosion set or something like that. Like a
Oh, wouldn't it be cool? Like if they just start doing those sorts of things
or,
again?
or a starter set or something like that. Like all the
Yeah,
cards in it are starters, like from different eras.
dude, that'd be sick. And
Or
then you can also get in like the starters, like the secret rare version, which is like a shiny, kind of like a shiny bolt. You
that would be
know?
cool, man. Like they
Yeah,
got so much to work with. I don't know why
exactly.
they
And that's why it's so frustrating that they're just shoving a
recycle.
Charizard. And it's like it's a copy and pasted Charizard too. It's not even a new art. If it was a new art and a new design, I'd be like, yeah, okay, it's a Charizard, but it looks so different to anything. But it's just a copy and paste. Like in the one set, there's a they copy and pasted from the tournament cards, but then the shiny V is also a copy and paste of the standard V, and it's just like, ugh.
What like
So
we're gonna get a lot of dislikes, I think,
I
because
think there's going to be a lot of hate, but it's the truth. Like, there's no denying that they're copy and pastes. I'm not saying they're bad cards. They're lovely. They're gorgeous. But there's no denying that it's a copy and paste of one another.
yeah.
And it's lazy, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm a sucker. We all are. I'm going to grab some.
Yeah, we're gonna buy it anyway, but
We're going to buy it anyway. We're just, this is just to critique what we're thinking. I'm
mm,
going to buy it anyway. They're nice cards, regardless if it's lazy and a copy and paste. They're still nice. I still want them. It's Pokemon. I'll sacrifice my firstborn to get a case of ETBs, So it's
all right, too
like...
far, buddy. Too far. You ain't gonna do that. All
I
right.
don't even have a firstborn. I wonder
What you
why.
doing?
No.
On the way? 9 months.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's all I've got to say, man. Sorry if I rambled.
No, it's cool. Leave your comments in the comment section, whatever. If you disagree or if you think we're right on this Charizard stuff. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me again, DJ, and thanks, guys. Thank you. That was fun. I enjoyed it.
Bye.
Bye.